I would definitely say mentally. Even regardless if media, have good ways or bad ways to come about me, I'm more mature and not making those same mistakes I made, in college or whatever I did. So, I treat everybody with respect and with care. And whenever everybody gets over, their own hate towards me for their own weird reason, then, everything will be back good. So that's it. That's where I grew the most, is I'll say mentally.
Shedeur Sanders snapped on the Browns sideline. No metaphors, no embellishment. A rookie quarterback lost his patience in front of coaches, teammates, cameras, and the clip detonated the NFL internet. It started with a routine team period that looked anything but dangerous. The offense had been stuck all day. Compressed formations, stale sequencing, runs the defense diagnosed before the snap. 2 drives, 0 chunk plays, 1 first down via penalty. Then the headset buzzed with another inside zone into a loaded box.
How do I block out the noise? I would say it always been like I always face adversity, since growing up. In each level, it always been something. So you just know how when you figure out how people come at you, and life is a cycle. It keeps repeating over and over and over. Then you understand, what game this is or what they're doing. So I can never feel less than. Nobody could ever make me mentally get out of position in the situation I am. I'm thankful for who I am. I'm thankful for who my dad is. I'm thankful for my family, and no one can make me feel bad about the blessing that I do have.
Same look the defense had murdered twice already. Sanders heard it, stared at the front, and shook his head. He tightened his chin strap, broke the huddle, and before the snap, you could read the frustration in his cadence. Fast, clipped, like he just wanted the rep over. The run got swallowed at the mesh. Whistles, groans from the cheap seats. A linebacker flexed at the Browns sideline. That's when he boiled over. Sanders ripped off his helmet, marched straight toward the offensive cluster, and fired the first salvo, audible enough for the field mics to catch. That's a garbage call. They've got it. We're telegraphing everything. A coach tried to hand him the tablet. He tapped it away with the back of his hand. Not a throw, not dramatic, but a clear, I don't need more still frames to tell me what we all just saw.
So I was not a Shedeur guy. However, because of where he is and the quarterbacks that he is competing with, they've got to start him at some point. Kenny Pickett is injured and not an NFL quarterback. There is a 0% chance that Kenny Pickett is the Browns' answer at quarterback. 0%. Joe Flacco is 40 years old. There is a 0% chance Joe Flacco is their long-term answer at quarterback. Dylan Gabriel, he's too small. There is a 0% chance Dylan Gabriel is the Browns' franchise quarterback 3 years from now. Shedeur, there is a 5% chance Shedeur is the Browns franchise quarterback. 5%. When the other 3 guys are a combined 0% and you're going to be a terrible team, the moment the year has gotten away from you, you got to play Shedeur.
Teammates stepped in, palms out, the universal let's talk after signal. He kept going. We're running into numbers. Again, stop pretending this is on execution. They're sitting on our tendencies and we're feeding them. Now you've got assistants crowding, a coordinator trying to cut in with the calm teacher voice, the equipment guy quietly lifting the helmet off the ground. A veteran lineman put a forearm across Sanders' chest and said something low. Sanders nodded, respect, but he didn't drop it. He pointed to the boundary corner, then to the safety creeping down, walking through the picture like a coach would. He's driving. He's not honoring the fake. You're asking for a negative play. If we want to move the ball, make them declare and punish it. Motions, glance. Give me a real check. The whole exchange took maybe 40 seconds. But when a quarterback challenges the operation on camera, seconds feel like a scandal. You could see a few defenders glance over from the water station because they'd felt it too. This offense had been predictable all period. A ball boy tried to lighten the moment with a fresh towel. Nobody laughed. Practice resumed. Sanders got the next call, stuck the mouthpiece back in, and ran the play exactly as called. Quick game. Hitch into the boundary. Timing perfect. Gain of 6. Next snap. Play action glance behind an over-aggressive linebacker. First down. The sideline noise cooled, but only a little. The temperature of the story didn't change because the moment had already been clipped, captioned, and sent everywhere. Rookie QB meltdown in Berea. Was it a meltdown? If you define meltdown as yelling, swearing, throwing things, no. If you define it as a public, heated challenge to the coach's plan, absolutely. The building felt it instantly. The head coach hated the optics. The offensive staff felt undercut. The line room bristled at the implication that they were just getting beat because of play calls. But two receivers and a tight end, off the record, told people around the beat that the substance wasn't wrong. They'd seen the same install looks rinse and repeat for 3 days. A team period is where you test your rules, not where you force your players to prove they can win rock fights you scripted. By sundown, the clip turned into segments. Leadership or immaturity? Did Shedeur call out the coaches or hold them accountable? The polarizing takes were easy. The truth was simpler. Both things can be true. He crossed a line by doing it on the white stripe with cameras rolling. He also said the quiet part out loud. If your call sheet doesn't force the defense to declare, your rookies are set up to fail. Here's why it matters beyond a spicy practice moment. Quarterbacks are paid to solve pictures, but pictures change when the defense doesn't respect what you show them. When your run game only lives from one formation and your pass game asks the same receiver to win the same leverage battles, you're not evaluating your quarterback. You're grading your predictability. Sanders' blowup wasn't "let me cook." It was "give us answers." The next day became a referendum. Would they strip reps to make a point? Would he be tucked with the twos under the "learn some humility" banner? Instead, he ran with the ones, and the script looked smarter. Motion to stack, then reset. A pistol look that broke the run pass tell. Same inside zone shell paired with a glance, then a glance and go 2 periods later. They weren't reinventing the wheel. They were sequencing. The kind of tweaks that turn a defense from jump to hesitate. That half step is the difference between 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 3. Sanders responded like a pro, quicker to the line, cleaner footwork, 2 quick checkdowns on early downs that would have been sacks a week ago because he'd waited for the hero shot. No chest beating after first downs, no look at me gestures to the cameras. If you wanted the drama to continue, you didn't get it. What you got was a rookie who had put pressure on the operation and then took on the pressure himself. Play tight, play clean. Now let's be clear, a public sideline challenge can fracture a room if no one owns it after. The staff has to own the self-scout. The player has to own the standard he set. That's the fork in the road. On one side, this turns into petty politics. Conservative calls to prove the kid wrong, a quarterback forcing throws to prove he's right, veterans rolling eyes and the entire season becoming a lesson in ego. On the other, it becomes a pivot point. Better sequencing, clearer checks, and a young QB building credibility, not because he barked, but because the offense improved. So yes, call it a meltdown. He snapped. He confronted the operation. He crossed the PR line. But also call it what it can be if the adults in the room handle it correctly. A correction. A demand for better process. A quarterback shouldering responsibility for the chess match, not just the throw. One practice turned into a lightning rod because a quarterback made the conversation public. Now make the solution public too, on the field. If the offense looks smarter next week, that sideline moment becomes the spark. If it doesn't, it becomes noise. Either way, the camera won't decide it. The next 40 plays will.